It's a beautiful day today.
Yes, it is.
We are so thankful that you're here. Introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Mena Monroe, aka Hood Hallie, aka Miss Toby. Big Mena, not the little. Let me stop. But yeah.
So, acting.
Mhm.
How important is focus for an actor?
Oh my God. I don't play no games on set, so focus is extremely important. Because without it, you're gonna lose sight of the project and why you there for real.
How do you prepare for a role?
I definitely break down my scripts. I take the whole script and break it down. I have a whole little method with my little pink sticky notes and my highlighter. And I always look for the character's wants, whether I'm the lead or not, and try to stick to it and display that in each scene.
So, you would say it's important for a character to have wins or objectives and barriers?
Absolutely. Shout out to Coach for telling us that in acting class. So that's very pivotal.
Yeah, cool. What makes a good actor?
To me, not only authenticity, but being able to bring the script to life, I think. But being authentic is one of those things I strive for. That's why I feel like I'm so relatable to the people.
So, you would say it's very important to give the most authentic and real performance in a role as much as you can?
Absolutely. It's so important.
Do you consider yourself a good actor?
I think I'm a great actress, but I also never stop learning. Like I'm still in class as we speak. So I don't think there's no such thing as like stop working. You always gotta perfect your craft. It's a craft.
What do you study to get better?
I study the greats. Like I don't sit at home, no shade to Tui, but I don't sit at home and watch my peers. I watch the people that I strive to be like. So I'm big on watching film. I'm big on reading. I take a lot of Zoom classes. I be lurking to see the actors that are above me, who taught them, and I reach out to them and try to get one-on-ones all the time.
Do you do any character development, and how?
Absolutely. I mentioned my script breakdown process with the sticky notes. I always make a little backstory for each character. And I know it's corny, but like I always think like, where's this character from? Did they grow up in a 2-parent household? Have they ever been in love? Like a lot of that stuff is pivotal. How you display that character.
So, a backstory is very important.
Extremely, yeah.
What do you think is the hardest part for bringing a character to life?
Some of my struggles as an actress is separating what the director or the screenwriter wanted to portray and how I feel as that character. Because once I take on a role, I feel like I become that character. So sometimes I'll be like, I don't feel she would do that. And it's not my cause sometimes. So that's the hardest thing, separating how I feel that character would react in this scenario based on how the director thinks I should.
Is having a director with a clear vision a must for you?
Actually, no, because if the character allows you if the director allows you to be true to the character, I really like that. Like, because in character development, sometimes you'll feel a different way than he didn't think, because he's thinking of every aspect of the script, and you only thinking of this character solely. So I don't think that's too important.
Cool. How important are rehearsals for you?
Extremely important. And then, in our field, sometimes we just go for the gusto. You get a script and you film in a couple days later. I come from a theater background, and being a theater thespian is rehearsal. Like some of the OGs, like the Kamals and even Diesels, you know what I'm saying? Like we had a whole different way that we used to rehearse, and it's more fast-paced now.
Within your entire trajectory as an actor, what would you say was your biggest hardship?
Oh my God, get typecast. I always get cast as, the either playing something that's totally not like me, like a bitchy character or the vixen and shit. I'm not even like that in real life. So that's my problem, being typecast, and that's the reason they created Monster. That's why I started taking my own cash and making my own shit, because that's not like me, and I don't want to leave those type of characters behind when I leave. You know what I mean?
For all the new actors, what are some do's and some don'ts?
Do be teachable. That's one of my biggest things. I hate when I'm on set and it's like newbies and the director is trying to do his job directing, and they're like, oh no, I know, before he can even finish the statement. Like, you have to be teachable. And I think that can make the good from the bad when it comes to the actors. Some people think they do 1 or 2 films, they're great. You're never great. Denzel still does theater on his downtime between films. If this man, who is one of the coldest to ever do it, is taking time to perfect his craft, we got to continually perfect ours as well.
What about the don'ts?
The don'ts. Oh my God, don't be Hollywood. Like, I'm really relatable and down to earth. I hate when people like have a unapproachable air to them, and in the long run, that's gonna deter not only the fans from liking you, but people from booking you as well.
What are some keys to giving a great performance?
I always say, get out your head, get in the scene. So I always get lost in the scene. Fuck everything that's going around. Focus on this character at this moment. So get lost in the scene.
Okay. Writing. What is the best way to learn screenwriting, and how do you get started?
I just, during my off time, I just Amazoned a whole bunch of books, like Save the Cat, just any book about writing that I could come across. And I just, YouTube school. YouTube is free school. Like, some of the coldest to ever do it are teaching, well, not even teaching, dropping free gems on YouTube. If your phone is smart, that's one of my things I say. If your phone's smart, how the hell you gonna be done? Everything you need to know is in the palm of your hand. So
is Save the Cat a great writing technique that you use?
For sure. Definitely use Save the Cat.
How do you brainstorm script ideas?
I got a whole process. I be in Dollar Tree heavy on the process. I got these little foam boards I use for like school projects. I run through probably about, just in my everyday life, I'm visual, so I like to see stuff. So I'll get the foam boards and I literally put everything on there, whether it's writing or sometimes I clip stuff out, or if I think a character looks a certain way, oh, she will wear this, I'm clipping stuff out, printing stuff out, and it's literally, everything starts physical at first. I have to see it before I actually get to my writing process.
How do you write a compelling story?
Oh my God. Like, If I Can't, so that's my latest film. I literally get lost in it. Like, I shut myself out from the world and literally let the characters bleed through me. Like, I eat, sleep, and breathe these characters until the story is told. And sometimes you got to go back in there and dig a little deeper, but it's a whole process for me. Like, I don't like to do anything while I'm in writing mode.
Pure focus.
Tunnel vision.
How important is having a plot twist to a story?
Extremely important, because these days, like, most writers don't even follow the formulas. They just putting out juicy, salacious, sex scene filled stories. You know what I'm saying? So a plot twist to me is a key to making a real good story versus just something that's just content for the moment.
Is there such a thing as too much plot twist that can take away from a story?
Yes. Some of that stuff, or some of the stuff you can see coming, like, oh, they about to do this, they about to do it. Like, it's, you can definitely overkill it with too many plot twists.
How do you specifically push the intensity for a story?
I start, part of my writing process, I start with the ending. So I know where I want to go to the end. I know I got to get there, and I want to get there at as much cost as possible, you know what I mean? So I want to pump all the steam toward it.
Okay. Is it important for the characters to have goals?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's important to not only have goals, but for the protagonist, but also some of the supporting cast should have goals as well.
How important is it to write for your fan base?
Okay, so I used to think it was very important, but now I think I want to tell the stories that I want to tell. So if they fuck with me and they really, truly my fan base, they're going to gravitate towards my truths anyway. But I used to be like, oh, this going to make me some money, I'm going to make this. But now I'm like, nah, do what's true to you.
Specifically for a scene, how do you write engaging dialogue?
And that's, as an actress, that's my pet peeve. Like, I'll be like, oh my God, nobody will ever say this. And a lot of our films are like talkies, they not movies. Like, everything doesn't have to be verbal in a film. Everything doesn't have to be verbal as an actress. A lot of the subtleties, like facial expressions and acting with your eyes, is really important. So dialogue is important in a movie, but this isn't a stage play. We don't have to tell every second of the movie. So I don't think dialogue is that important in an actual movie. It's more important in a stage.
Yeah. How do you move your audience?
I just pull out this new film that I made. I like to pull at their heartstrings. Like, I want real situations that can touch and attract real people. So I like to pull at their heartstrings.
What is Mena Monroe's genre and why? I guess
that's deep.
your favorite genre to write, and then your favorite genre overall.
Okay, so my favorite genre to write is drama. My favorite genre is a real person. Is I like horror and sci-fi, but that's not what my audience would like. So, two different things.
Yeah. Why?
Because the black audience doesn't really gravitate towards horror per se. Like, think how many hood horrors we done had, you know? Granted, I'm going to do one. I might do one this year. Maybe we got to trick them into liking it. Sometimes people don't know what they like until they like it.
Cool. Producing. How do you produce an independent film?
A whole lot of headaches. So, starts with a crew. You build you a nice crew, reliable crew, and you definitely have to be mindful of your budget. Like, budget is a big thing. I'm not a numbers person. My brother is my co-producer. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably be in the poorhouse by now. So I'd be like, no, we can afford that, and we can't, for real.
How do you plan your budget and come up with it?
My brother does all the numbers. Like I said, I will blow everything on some shoes. Know what I mean? That character needs some lubricants right now. That'll be me, and we'll be fucked. So my brother handles all the numbers.
Okay, cool. What would you say are the biggest no's when you first started producing?
Oh my God, I'm getting those out. Well, now I don't get them no more because I literally got it out the mud. But I got plenty of no's. Nobody wanted to believe in the vision at first. They wanted me to just show up to set, put on some tight shit, and be this person they wanted me to be. They oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this. I got so many no's, or even when I actually was in the process of doing it, you shouldn't book this crew, or you shouldn't do that. It's always gonna be no's until you prove their ass wrong. Always gonna be no's.
Being a producer, what has been the hardest lesson you learned so far?
Every lesson I learned be expensive. So I done had people quit on me. I done fired a shitload of people. That's one of the things you'll probably hear. Like, I fire a lot of people, but I learned expensive lessons. Like, sometimes you got to pick your crew wisely, because if not, it's gonna be costly in the end.
How do you pick a script to produce?
Right now, this lady is crazy. Okay, she got so many scripts. I'm only producing my shit for the time being until I get all them out the iPad. That's how I pick them. Whichever one gonna be the cheapest for me to shoot out of my iPad.
After all the moving parts are taken care of, how do you market and sell a movie?
I've always had a large following. From Twitter to even MySpace. I always had like at least 100,000 followers on every social media platform. Like, this is not new to me. So I market my films the same way I market myself, because me and Monroe is a brand at the end of the day, and I've been doing this since. Like, I haven't had a 9-to-5 and God knows when. I literally know how to market myself and monetize myself. So I do the films the same way.
What kind of films make the most money, and what kind of films make the least money?
Kind of films make the most money? Hood, ignorant films. That's what the people like. It's sad, but it's true. That's what they like. And sometimes you got to give them what they like, but I did a lot of those. I'm ready to try something different this time.
Can you make a good quality film with $20,000?
I can't, but somebody can. Shit, I wish I could. If anybody out there know how, message me, because it's some bullshit. Let me say. But no, it was Fables when I came in. You can make a good movie for $20,000, $30,000. I look up, I'm $60K in the hole, so I ain't saying it yet. But somebody can. Maybe if you are a DP yourself, you got your own camera, or you got somebody you can rent a camera from, and you got your own story. But if you got to actually hire your own crew, I can't do it. I don't know nobody that can. Anybody that said they did, they probably put a little cap on it. You feel me?
Yeah. What do you think most of the money should be spent on, actors or crew?
I think production. I think production for sure. In this day and age, there's people that want to be on the screen for no reason. They'll do it. You can find talent that's willing to be in front of the camera for little or nothing, but you can't find a quality DP to do that shit for nothing. So it's definitely production.
Do you give percentages or cash out everyone?
Cash out. Yeah, cash out.
And should you produce any and everything in today's market? Do you believe?
No.
No?
Not at all. No.
Do you believe? Let me start that over. Do big names guarantee money back?
No. Not at all. And shout out to people like Street Lord Rook and shit like that for taking it like taking a chance on even me. Like, I wasn't a big name, made him a shit ton of money. And that, every time you turn on Tubi, One More Flip is still recommended. Black love stories, drama is like in top for everything. And that was just me. I wasn't a big name, so yeah.
If you had one piece of advice for an aspiring producer, what would you say?
Number one, follow the money on your first project, and then follow your passion after you get the money.